I know that my boss cares about the things that I'm observing, how I feel about it, if I have any ideas, if I have any inputs in bettering the process.
Right.
So the episodes that came out, I didn't wear green on the St. Patty's Day episode, but I wore green the episode before that and after.
But you did wear green, right? You embarrassed yourself?
Did. I was really thinking, should I go obnoxious or should I go like cute?
Like chic.
Like I could have worn this outfit, right? Like my pants have green.
Yep.
Right? And like my top is green. I could have gone cute, but I was like, I just feel like I wouldn't be like cute is not does not equal, exactly.
Yeah.
I had a I Clover New York shirt. Like I can wear this any other day. I can't wear an I Clover New York shirt like any
just
other day. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could, but
it's kind of strange.
That's not why I bought it.
Yeah.
So anyways, I just thought it was funny that I'm wearing green the episode before St. Patty's Day one and after
just
the St. Patty's Day one.
You know?
Yes.
They're green eggs and ham-esque.
Yes.
Sandwiched.
I don't remember the last time I had green eggs and ham. I think maybe preschool.
Oh,
right?
You know who has the best green eggs and ham?
What? They sell it at a store?
Yeah.
Costco?
No. It's what's
IHOP?
What's the brunch place? What's the brunch place?
That's too much information.
Is it? I want to say it's
Wildflower.
No, I want to say it's
End?
like North End Cafe in.
Is it North End? North Star?
No,
Northwest?
I think it's North End Cafe, but it's 2 F's in the cafe. And they have this like it's like pesto eggs with ham, and it's so yummy.
That sounds really good. Yeah. That sounds really good.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Okay, you said what a week.
Yeah, what a week.
What's the week we're having? Oh, but also.
Mm-hmm.
Hi everyone.
Oh yes. Welcome everyone. I forgot it. Fark. I forgot it. What was our intro?
Welcome
everybody.
To another.
Welcome to
another episode of BULGOGIPod.
It's been a while, you guys.
Yeah.
I feel, yes, Hannah's going to get into her very fun travel story.
Yep.
But I might feel a bit hazy. I actually feel very good today. Mm-hmm. But, I was on my period last week and it just coincidentally, I was exploring some Korean dramas on Netflix.
Ooh.
And if you haven't started watching already, well, actually, I started watching 2521 because you were like, oh, it's a feel good. Okay, it's a feel good. Then why in the world am I crying every single freaking episode? Like, I mean, it was like it was like the sad parts I was crying, right. The happy parts I was crying, like the friendly friendship part I was crying, because I don't think this is giving anything away, but the time it's set in, it's maybe like 10 years older than me, than us.
Yeah.
Right? It's definitely not our generation, but it's not my parents' generation either.
It's like the 90s.
Yeah, because they're young in the 90s. Yeah, it's like a decade older than us-ish.
Yeah.
So it's like a little bit relatable. Like it's still relatable, not completely.
Right.
But I definitely, there's this one scene where this girl, she's like talking like, I don't know, CD, whatever, but it's like that tie-dye, I don't even know, like music player on the computer. Do you ever remember putting in a CD and there's no image to it and it's just this tie-dye, like you put in your Mozart into the computer.
Of course you're listening to Mozart at 6 years old. Uh-huh.
And it's like the tie-dye. The DVD music player is like a tie-dye. Yeah, the default is the tie-dye. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Please, somebody, please tell me you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, that came up and I was just like, I remember that. I started watching it thinking it was going to be a feel good, which, sure, it was a feel good, but I was like, and it wasn't even like a teardrop. I was like bawling every single episode.
Really?
Did you see that fly? It was really close to my eye. I was like,
I didn't see it.
but also there is another drama called 39,
which everyone's been talking about.
Really?
And everyone's been crying too.
So I feel like it's very misleading because the preview is like happy music, like 3 best friends,
Like,
and so
taking on the world
Yeah.
as 39-year-olds.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was like 30, flirty, fun. Like I thought that was gonna be the topic, like dating and like almost like Sex in the City but Korean.
Right.
It's the saddest shiz I have seen in so long.
I actually stopped watching it.
My mom stopped watching it because she was like, "This is way too sad."
No, my mom too. My mom was like, "Sorry, I can't watch it. It's way too sad."
It's so freaking sad.
Okay,
so
maybe
I
I'll
have
give it a try.
25, 21, and 39 just toggling back and forth, and both of them are like they're very long episodes.
Yeah, it's like over an hour for sure.
Korean dramas are evolving. It's no longer 30 or maybe it used to be an hour. I can't remember. But yeah, it's like an hour 7 to 15 minutes of just sorrow. Yeah, so I've been waking up every single day with puffy eyes because I've also been going into the office. So when am I watching this? I'm watching this at like 10, 11 p.m. So it's like laying on my bed with the laptop like horizontal.
Yeah, you turn it on its side.
And then, your nose gets clogged because you're like crying. So then you have
Right.
to switch to the other side and make sure it like, flows
Right.
into the other side and you're just crying.
Right.
You go to the restroom, you blow it out, go to bed, you wake up and your eyes are like this.
Yeah.
And even if it's not like swollen, it's definitely poofy. You know what it feels like?
For sure. Like when you can't open it all the way. It's
Yeah.
like straight up like
Like this. It feels like this.
yeah.
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 So that was my but I think because I cried out so much, I don't know, it was kind of healing too. It was
Yeah.
healing a bit.
Yeah.
And on like a different track of trains, I canceled my Hulu, Disney, and HBO and put my Netflix account on my mom's card to try to save money.
So this is how you've been budgeting.
Yes. Well, okay, with all the other stuff, be proud of me. Hulu, Disney, and HBO, I just canceled it.
That's pretty good.
And I think it was because I was watching Gilmore Girls only on Netflix. And I was like, I haven't opened Disney in months.
Right.
And when you add it up,
It's a lot.
it is a lot, actually. It must be $60 to $70 every single month.
No,
that
it's-
just kind of flies out.
Exactly. For something that you're not watching. But actually, speaking of Netflix shows,
What is
got you a little
this?
something.
What?
I'm not too sure about the quality.
Oh my gosh! Shut
Guys, I got her a Luke's tote bag.
Diner! You guys!
And it matches your entire freaking outfit.
It totally goes hand in hand with my pants. Thank you! What the heck? Where did you find this?
Okay, so what happened was I was in the airport and I saw this girl have this tote and I was like, that's so freaking cute. I think I need to get that for Julie. And so I ordered one from Etsy, but then I was looking at it after I ordered it and I was like, I don't think that's very good quality. And so I had to like
Cancel
search more. I canceled it and I had to search more. And then I was like, ooh, I like the green one.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Yeah, and I like that the straps are long.
Yes.
know?
And they're like durable. Sometimes
Yeah,
when
yeah,
it's
yeah.
I mean this is really thick material. Sometimes when the strap is also this material.
Yes,
It
like
can
the
be like
canvasy
scratchy.
material.
You guys, oh my god, if you don't know, it's a coffee cup because they always go to drink coffee because he makes the best coffee. Oh my gosh, thank you. What a thoughtful gift, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah, so many things that reminded me of you. I was like, she'll like the green. She'll
my
like
God,
Gilmore
yeah.
Girls. Yeah, and a
Oh my
tote.
gosh. Yeah, I feel like I've been like two things I want to, really use the shiz out of this summer are tote bags and
Hats.
yeah, but what
Bucket hats?
Bucket hats. Bucket hats. Yeah, bucket hats. But that reminds me of buckets. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
You're so
I was so
welcome.
sad when I finished this season. It is a very me show.
Yeah. And so just on the topic of shows, make sure to watch 2521 if you guys haven't already. We're going to be doing an episode on it. We're going to do a full season review.
Yes.
Actually, I can't promise that. I can't promise that I remember literally everything that happened.
I think I need to rewatch and start taking notes.
Okay.
And you'll need to listen to it, especially if you don't understand Korean, because I feel like the captions aren't going to do the justice of like what it means, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was watching it with my mom and I think she thought I was like not okay.
Oh gosh. Yeah, no, I definitely was not okay watching it either.
Yeah.
But also, I think I've just been crying a lot because
we're on the same wavelength.
Yes, finally. Yeah. I watched Encanto, cried.
Yes.
I also was self-vlogging at home and cried.
Wait, it is Encanto? Encanto? Come on, put some of that cacio e pepe.
Cacio e pepe.
Cacio e pepe. It's Encanto. Exactly.
Yeah, so I cried to that. I was self-vlogging and I cried because I was just so grateful for everything in my life.
That's good.
Yeah, it was like very wholesome. Like I was just like, wow.
Wait, right after you watched Encanto?
And this is like a day after, but like I was like, wow. I'm so grateful for the friendships I have. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the church community I have. Like, I just feel so loved. And like, even though I was going through all that car shiz that one day, I was like, I'm thankful that I even have a car to have shiz to deal with.
Yes.
Like, I'm thankful that I can even have a gym that I can get annoyed in.
Yes. This reminds me of when we were talking about the opportunities, gratitude episode.
Exactly.
Right? I'm so happy I have the opportunity to even get a flat tire.
And so I feel like it was just like a very like emotional week, but it was like a good emotional.
That's
like sometimes
good.
it feels like my emotions are like overwhelming, but it was like a very good emotional.
Yeah.
And then also, not to mention that like I think this is the most tired I've ever been in my entire life. Like I am incredibly exhausted, both physically, mentally, emotionally because of work. But it's such a good exhausting because I don't know if you guys followed along with some of the adventures via Instagram, but I was in Austin.
Yes, I only remember one story. It was when it was like really cold. Yeah. Right. I only remember that one. Yeah. Can you make that same face again? Yeah.
Guys, it was literally like 30 something degrees. I was not prepared at all. I didn't take my gloves. I don't know what was going on in my head.
Gloves?
Dude, I carry gloves around everywhere. Like as soon as it hits like 50, I have gloves on me for sure, but was not adequately prepared for this. And so I was just like, I was scared I was gonna get sick. It was also 6 full days of just socializing, networking, talking to people about like our company, what we're doing here, like the utility that we bring. And then like literally me like talking about NFTs, and like I've learned about NFTs like fairly recently. And so I think it was just like a very interesting experience to actually get to like meet people in the Web3 space, because we're always hiding behind Discord. Like a lot of people are not doxed, which means like they haven't revealed their actual personalities yet. And so I think it was just like such a great opportunity to like actually understand the community, because I didn't really understand like who the NFT community was. I just knew that they were very active on Twitter and Discord.
And
so very and so it was great. And like honestly, I have like nothing but good things to say about my team. Like this Austin trip was like the first time we're like all meeting, and it was my first time meeting everyone except for like 2 people. And
are you guys all from here? Like the LA area?
A lot of people, I think we're all pretty much from LA. And I just like already felt so close to them first, second day. Like it was just like we understood each other off the bat. And so I think it was really good. Like I could not have asked for a better team, a funnier team. A team.
Did you guys have like time to, I don't know, downtime? Or was like the entire time?
Honestly,
South by Southwest.
It was a lot of South by Southwest.
Got it.
But we did find time to go out. And so that was a good time.
Yes, I mean when you're in Austin, right? When in Austin.
Exactly, 6th Street.
Yes, or rainy.
Which
one did we like better?
I don't remember. Collectively.
Dude, whoever catches this freaking gnat is the winner.
Is the winner.
Is the winner of this episode.
Okay, amazing.
Let me actually. That's so funny.
Did you get it? Oh, I caught it!
Did you catch one?
I caught it too! We're both the winners!
Okay, I'm gonna go wash my hands.
Oh, wait, I think we need to take a photo. So, yeah, noodles in general, I love it so much. Oh, one funny thing about South by Southwest.
What?
Okay, so I'm like exhausted, right? It's like day 3 of networking, like for 12 hours straight. And then this guy comes up to me and goes, "Are you Hannah?" And I was like, yeah. And he was like, "Hannah Lee?" And I was like, yeah. And then he was like, "Do you work at Noodles?" And I was like, yeah. And he goes, "Oh, do you also go to insert our church name here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." He's like, "Oh, yeah, somebody told me that you worked here and I used to go to, you know, that church and like, blah, 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 blah." And I was like, "Oh my God, who?" And he's like, "I can't remember."
What?
Like, he can't remember who told him that I work at Noodles. But I was just like, what a small world. And so I like straight up made a friend who just knew so much about me.
Wait, what? No, I was honestly so shook because I know you were going with like Ethan and the whole team, and I thought you guys were going to like just
participate.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I saw, obviously, like I follow Noodles and I saw just all the stories, and it was a huge, I don't want to say exhibit, but like the space too, and all the things you did.
So shout out to Doodles for hosting an amazing activation. You know, we had 6,000 people run through the entire weekend. Like, it was crazy. They were expecting 3,000.
Okay.
No, not 3.
I was like, you guys are expecting 3 people. It's a lot of money to spend on 3 people. But wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it was just a very like rewarding experience, a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
And like physical labor, you know, but it was like honestly so good to like actually meet people.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm an extrovert, but maybe not that extroverted.
No, I think you are.
No,
I mean,
no.
yes, you are.
No, you've never seen me that tired. I was literally like...
Okay, well, if you're doing... Like, I wouldn't... You think anybody in our group of friends would even be able to challenge a 6-day socializing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
Like, I think I would need to be like, okay, I'm really not feeling well. Like, maybe on the 4th day, like take a half day type of thing.
Right.
And then come back or something.
Right.
I would not be able to do 6 days.
Girl.
So,
I did not tap out.
Yeah, exactly.
I tapped out like going out one of the nights.
Yeah,
because they were going out every
mentioned,
night.
yeah, you mentioned it, and I feel like you wanted to go out. You just like physically couldn't, but I feel like you wanted to go out.
I really wanted to go out. I like really wanted to go out.
Exactly.
But yeah. So work has been good.
But talking about work, I think this is a very appropriate time to talk about what we do for our careers. I think I always felt a bit hesitant in the past because I was in HR. I'm not anymore. But with that being said, with just that transition in the company, the industry, and my occupation, and, you know, same with yours, you transitioning into your current role, I think it'd be kind of cool to talk about, you know, we talked about what we majored in, but kind of like from there, talk about what we thought we would do to what we are currently doing, what we expect from it, what we like, what we dislike, and just, what we do outside of, I guess, BULGOGI podcast.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just to start things off, like, Julie, you majored in child and family studies. Is that correct?
Incorrect. It's actually human development and family sciences.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
But you remember my minor, right?
Gerontology. That was the most... I've never heard anybody do a real nervous laugh like that. That was too funny. That was too funny.
That was really funny. Yes, it is gerontology. That was really funny.
Wow, even after my nervous laugh, I got it right.
Yes, you did.
Amazing.
So I can't give you, shiz for it because you got it right. Yeah, that's what I majored in. Hoping that I would work for a company whose product was for family and children.
Right. Toys.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, I was on the, the target company goal in my head was like Disney, Nickelodeon,
Barbie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mattel. What's that?
Bratz.
Hasbro. I was getting Haribo and Hasbro connected. Yeah. Yeah, so that was always kind of, I mean, that's the reason why I went into it, to do more of the research part, the research end. It always intrigued me, like some of the movies, especially now, right? Like Encanto, or starting with Inside Out. I remember we watched that movie in my interpersonal communications class. I mean, because it touched upon a lot of like, I don't remember the main character girl's name, but her holding up her feelings, like bursting out, the different worlds, how it shifts, how it changes. And I think my professor told me they used a lot of like Berkeley researchers on psychology, behavioral psychology to make that movie.
Oh, wow.
And so I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Right? So that is the reason I went into it. Am I doing that now? Not really. But I think I stayed true to the one fact that I always knew. I wanted to work in an environment where I am interacting with multiple people. And how did I come up with that? When I almost decided to go into accounting. And I was like, do I want to sit in a cubicle? Yeah. Absolutely not. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because also for me too, like majored in business, minored in film.
But was it called business?
Business administration.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I have a BS and BA. And minored in film. Thought I wanted to go into entertainment, and then kind of decided along the way, I was like, oh, maybe marketing. And then, actually like somewhere along the way, I was like, I don't enjoy marketing. I don't enjoy physical marketing, like IRL marketing, experiential marketing. I don't enjoy influencer marketing. Like,
I have no idea what any of those are. So IRL? Like, in real life?
In real life. So like, like when people have like pop-ups. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Like organizing all of that. I decided I didn't like that because my anxiety would shoot up. Or like with influencer marketing, I just like didn't like being like literally tied to my email all day, just like cold emailing. And then this opportunity with Noodles came up, and it was marketing, right?
Yeah.
So that's where my skill set lies.
Yeah.
But it was in an industry that like I actually wanted to break into, because I was on the other side of it, right? I was like fighting for whitelist spots. Like I was like doing random challenges for whitelist spots, and I didn't necessarily like that. And so I think
what is a whitelist spot?
Okay. So it's basically like a pre-sale. You need a pre-sale code, right?
Yeah.
But then how do you get the pre-sale code? In the past, it was like they just emailed it out, or they gave it to like people who have been to concerts before, like BTS.
Yes, like how you guessed the code for a pre-sale when I was trying to buy something. You literally guessed it right. You guys, she had no idea what it was. She was like, why don't you try this? But I mean, it was an educated guess, and you got it right. So,
right. Okay. And so you kind of need like an in. And so with like NFTs, before they release, they give out all of these whitelist spots, but a lot of times it'll be like, oh, you have to like play a trivia game. Oh, you have to like make a TikTok. Like they get creative with it. They want it to be fun and engaged, and like actually incorporate like the creativity of the community.
That's cool.
And so I was spending like 2 hours on a TikTok, and then I wouldn't get a whitelist spot. And so I was like,
I remember.
Yes.
Like your Birkin one?
Yes. The one that I hid from the public. I literally hid it from my profile.
Why? It was so good.
I know, but I never got a whitelist spot, so I'm embarrassed.
Who cares? I thought it was so well made. It was so good.
Okay, but also if like a dude finds my freaking TikTok. Dude, I look crazy. Actually,
wait, did you hide your eating one too?
That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh no! Oh, so you didn't hide it?
I did hide it.
No!
Okay, I'll public it just for you.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I didn't like being on that side of things, right? Like I wanted to be on like more of the back end stuff. Yeah. And so I decided to take this gig, and like I think it has like revived my love for marketing. Like I actually get to be creative. I have a budget I want to work with.
Yeah.
Like I get to work with. Like I actually have a budget, which is great.
Yeah.
And I just feel like we're just like making things happen.
Yeah.
Like I, for once in my life, I feel like I'm doing things immediately, which I never used to do before. Like, I feel like I used to like get anxious about it, procrastinate, and then get even more anxious about it.
Yeah.
But now I literally just don't have the time to push things off. So I have to do it immediately. And it's been like forcing me to like incorporate that into all aspects of my life. Like, I'm like, oh, let's just do it now.
Oh yeah, because now you know the satisfaction that you feel
like
when you get it done. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So why do you think you have to do it like now? Is it because there are like less people you need to get it approved by, or the culture of the work, or the timeline is just, hey, can you do this by tonight?
Just literally all of the above.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's very startup-y, right? Like, I don't have to get things approved. I'm head of marketing.
Yes.
Yeah. We went with head of marketing.
Okay, cool.
By the way.
Okay, so Hannah's official title is head of marketing.
You guys can check out noodles.app.
Not what were we joking? Chief Chief marketing. You said chief of marketing, right? Yeah. Chief of, I was like, it's usually CMO, chief marketing officer, but if you want to go with chief of marketing, sure, why not? But okay, head of marketing.
That's
super sick.
So it's just a mixture of everything. But yeah, I think it's been great just being in like a startup environment. And I think like most of all, I think I've just realized that like my number one non-negotiable in a job setting is like the people I work with. Right?
For sure.
Like,
what about the people?
They're just so memey. They're so funny. They just make so many jokes. Like Ethan the other day, he was like, name 10 technology. Like, it's just so stupid.
like iPhone. Or like Apple, Microsoft, like that?
Okay,
or?
so just for context, like, let's say you're like, my favorite artist is
Justin Bieber,
and it's like, name 3 of his songs.
Yes.
Like, Ethan was making a joke about somebody who didn't seem like he knew much about technology. And he goes, name 10 technologies. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
so yeah. So I just love
That's
the people so much.
Yeah.
But I'm curious for you, because I think we're very different in like the working aspect. Like, what are your non-negotiables in a workplace, in a job?
You know, I think going to Syracuse, I personally felt like there weren't many internship opportunities.
Okay.
Compared to those who might have gone to school in a metropolitan city, right? So from junior year till now, including the internships, I would say I've been a part of like 5 working environments, and I have learned so much from each environment, with one being nonprofit, one being startup, one saying they're a huge culture pusher, love culture events. They only talk the talk, definitely did not walk the walk. After all those 5 experiences, I feel like this sounds a bit selfish, but I want to say a place that is going to allow me to help grow the company.
So you want to feel like you're making a difference in your workplace?
Which I think a lot of Gen Zers can agree with me.
Yeah.
That in the work that they do, they want to know that it has purpose.
Yes, that you're actually making an impact.
Yeah. I think especially in the internships where, you know, it's a limited amount of time. I'm there for 3 months, right? Like 6 to 8 weeks. I don't mind doing the busy work.
Right.
But I think after having had a job where I'm just doing a lot of administrative tasks that are useless, not efficient, lacks purpose, and just
like a waste of time.
Truly a waste of time. Because the people or the company or the team is resistant to upgrading, right? Like some people, when you do something for so long, you're resistant to change because that's how you've always done it. And there's no issue with the current like process, but it's going to take time to readjust. Right? So yeah, I think for me, it's very important to know that I can make a difference, or I can help the company in the work that I'm doing. I guess I want to feel important.
No, I think I completely agree, because like to an extent I understand getting the bitch work, right? Like we are like fairly at the beginning of our careers, and someone has to do it. Like someone has to write down the numbers and like keep the spreadsheet updated every week. And I'm like, oh my God, why do I have to go in every single week and update these numbers? I don't even think anybody looks at this.
Exactly.
But like, I get it, but at the same time, like, at least give me other tasks maybe to like balance out that work to make sure I feel important.
Yeah.
And that like you guys couldn't function without me almost.
Well, and it's also like, I don't mind that type of work, but it's when a hostile environment is created where you feel like you can't express your ideas to change the process. Right?
Yeah.
So what's important to me is that I am given the opportunity, or I'm given, like, I know that my boss cares about how I feel about the work that I'm doing. That he cares about the things that I'm observing, how I feel about it, if I have any ideas, if I have any inputs in bettering the process.
Right.
Is what really matters to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, wait. You know how there's this joke where it's like, I literally could not tell you what my friends do for work?
Yes.
What do you do for work?
That's funny because when you were talking about head of marketing, you said your title and I was like, what does a head of marketing do? Because funny enough, I've never been interested in marketing. Yeah. I just feel like people would think that I'm really interested in like advertising and marketing.
Yeah.
But I have never been interested in that aspect. So I was in HR, but the reason I went into it was like actually completely on accident. I thought I was applying for a job, but I thought I was applying for a job in my hometown, but it was actually a staffing company. And at this point I had no idea staffing companies were like a thing.
Right.
And so I thought I was applying to the staffing company, but they were staffing for the company I ended up working for. And it was an hour 15 away from my house, but whatever, that's how I found Box Union and whatnot. So it's a blessing in the end. And I found great mentors.
Yeah.
But I was in HR, where then I was doing a lot of like, I got exposure to doing open enrollment for benefits, talking about 401k and the design for that. Because each company, it's very different, right? Like how much they match, how much they allow you to, like the vesting schedule and all that. So I got exposure to that. I got exposure to onboarding, the entire like onboarding process, you know, making sure we have your I-9 and your identification documents, all that stuff. I got exposure to. They let me play around with the policies also, because I would question everything. I was like the youngest person there. So I was like, how come we don't have this holiday off? I was just, and not in a bad way. And I think like a mean manager would have been like, corporate, this is how it is.
Right, sit
like,
down,
deal with
know
it.
your place. Yeah,
but they were like, well, why don't you try justifying? Oh, so like one of the big things I worked on was, I was like, oh, how come we only get 2 weeks of like paid time off? Like a lot of companies have 3 these days, like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And so they were like, okay, why don't you try crunching up the numbers so that we could present it to the CFO? Like, let's see what he has to say about it. Right? Because if I'm trying to push for something, I can't just be like, other companies have 3 weeks off. Like, let's have it too.
Right.
How much will it cost the company? What is like the pros and cons of it?
Right.
Like, is it worth it? Is like how much more in millions is it going to cost? Right? Because essentially every day is like for everybody is their 8-hour salaries worth of free, like free money. Right?
Right.
So that's what I worked on in HR.
That's great.
So it was really fun because I feel like it was a lot of the things that school doesn't really teach you.
Yeah.
Right? Like how to sign up for the 401k, the Roth IRA, right? Pre-tax, post-tax.
Right.
Even like your checking account, savings account, like splitting that up into your direct deposit. Be honest, did you have a hard time figuring out your routing number and your account number?
No.
I always have a very hard time. But now the banks make it very easy on your credit card app.
Literally says routing number.
It literally says like account number, routing number.
Yeah.
So anyways, I did that a bit longer and I kind of felt stagnant. Luckily during COVID, I did get my master's in it. So I learned so much more, like the real purpose of HR.
Yeah.
Meaning caring about the turnover, caring about just like all the qualitative and quantitative data that you can gather from managing people, right? Like satisfaction, like surveys. Are our employees like happy? How can we what can we implement to allow them to have a better work experience? So anyways, I did that for a bit, but let's just say there was not a culture fit with the company that I was at.
Okay.
And so now I work for a company called Genies.
Let's go Web3.
And we are a avatar tech company, which I will be really honest, it was kind of confusing at first because our product just launched in December, right? So we have digital wearable goods, but the company, we're trying to create an avatar ecosystem. So from everything from the actual avatars, which is like, I think is our like first and foremost, like most important product.
Right.
To then the avatars fashion line, which could be an NFT, right? Like the digital wearable goods. So then the different worlds that we want to create eventually, to just the entire avatar experience. So if you think about it, it's like we're already in Web3, right?
Yep.
Like you have all these Web3 references and small aspects of it.
Right.
But we want to be the vehicle to the entire thing.
And how are you guys trying to be a vehicle to the entire thing? What does that mean?
So the vehicle meaning like the avatar itself first, right? And then dressing up your avatar or expressing the avatar however you wish to, right? Because our warehouse is essentially, I think of it like an Amazon/GOAT. Like we will have our own drops collabed with designer brands,
right?
Which I think we're something's like, well, when this episode comes out, it'll already have dropped like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, sick.
With Ian Charms, but we'll also allow users to purchase it because it's like limited quantity, right?
Right. It's like an actual drop.
Yeah, it's limited quantity. So it's an actual drop and then they can resell it if they want for however much they want. So in that sense, I think it could be like a StockX Go, but also like an OpenSea, right? Because you can purchase and then resell for however much you want.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's just kind of what we're building out. Super cool. But I understand the whitelist. I understand it a bit because we do have a community where they get first access and whatnot on Discord. And so
that's exactly it.
Yeah, there are key holders. And so that is the company I work for. Now, do I work with the product? Not really, because I am a part of the recruiting team.
Let's go.
But obviously, if I want to have these conversations about like getting our mission across, I need to know what we're up to.
Yeah.
And this field is changing constantly, right?
Like every 2 minutes.
Literally every 2 minutes. So my technical title is a technical sourcer.
Okay.
And we always joke around like we need to get myself like a magic hat and a magic wand because I'm like a sorcerer, you know? So I was a recruiting coordinator, got a title change, and essentially in my current role, I do a little bit of it all right now. I am recruiting for more of the business operations roles because the technical ones are a bit difficult. They're very technical, right? You're dealing with like engineering terminology.
Yeah.
But essentially a sourcer queues up all the candidates that you think would be good candidates for the recruiter to reach out to. So in non-recruiting language, I think it's like a dating app. I am literally looking at people's resumes or LinkedIn profiles or whatever I have.
And just judging them.
Sure. Or you can just say a keen eye for culture and job fit. You know what I mean? Because like I said, turnaround is very important.
Yeah.
If you're hiring somebody into the company, let's say you hire 10 people and there's only one person remaining, you're not very good at your job.
Right.
And so that is what I do.
Okay. And also I just want to take a moment for like our listeners to kind of define Web 2 versus Web 3. So we have Web 1, right? That's the old shit that our parents did, like the dial up and all of that.
What, like the pagers? Is that even Web 1? I think that's not even Web 1.
I think Web 1 is just Google. Like it's just Google. It's just being able to search.
No, it's not. Oh, really?
I think so. And then Web 2 is like all the social media, right? All the like being able to connect with people,
like FaceTime,
Facebook, text, Instagram, and all of that is Web 2. And then Web 3 gets into like avatars, cryptocurrency, and having everything built on a blockchain, which means that there is basically accountability. Like people are able to see the transactions that you're making, things that you're purchasing, and you have the authentication that maybe StockX and GOAT does not have.
Yes. I just bought a pair of shoes and it's getting verified now. It's taking way too long.
Right. And
I cannot do this.
Who even knows if the verification is legit?
Exactly.
But when everything is digital, you know it's legit.
Yes.
And so that's kind of like how I like to think about the distinguishment between Web 2 and Web 3.
Yes, I think that was perfect.
Okay.
I think that was perfect.
Okay, thank you so much. I've been working on that.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, my 6 days at South by Southwest. That's what I was working on.
No, that's great. I think that's exactly it.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing is, I think there are some people who are skeptical of it, but you have to adjust because the fact is we're already in it. You can say that's creepy, like that's so sad.
It's sus.
Yeah, like I don't, like how can I trust it?
Yeah. gives me Wall-E vibes.
I just think the fact is we're already in it. That's what the future is.
Yeah.
And so you have to kind of hop on.
Yeah. Honestly, even like when describing like NFTs and people are like, why can't I just right click save? Like, why? like what is the purpose of like an NFT? Like, I think that to an extent, there is just a factor of buying into it, right?
Yeah.
It's like designer bags. Like, why do people like covet Chanel and like Van Cleef and stuff, right?
Yeah.
A part of it is because of like the flex and the reputation.
Yeah.
And like Rolex, right? Rollies, like it's all about the reputation. And so I think with NFT projects as well, there is a bit of buy-in that you have to do. So
the funny thing is, the Web3 is here. And we're already in it. And to your point, like continuing like on the same track of trains, we as a society have already agreed it's valuable.
Yes.
So when you're here saying like, oh, that's us, whatever, the fact is the majority has already agreed this is the next move.
Yeah.
That's the fact.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing about the whole right click save, like the example somebody gave me was, okay, you can have a wonderful piece of, let's say, Picasso art at your home. Who's going to be able to see your Picasso art? Only the people that come to your home.
Yeah.
Essentially, with these digital goods, it's having the capability of showing everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And didn't Twitter, I don't know if it already launched, but now they're like verify. You can't really copy and paste anymore, right? Because I think that was a big thing. Like if you were to buy a Bored Ape, why wouldn't I just screenshot that and post it as my own?
Right.
I think they're getting very serious about the plagiarism almost.
Right.
Which I know actually like I'm sure OpenSea too, but I'm sure they have some type of back-end code where they can identify if something is being plagiarized or not.
Right. Yeah. And so I don't know. I think one of the main like things for me being in this space has just been the excitement of it. Right. Like I'm bored. I'm so bored with everything else. And so to actually see something new and to have something new to learn about has like literally revived me. Like I feel like there's energy and life and excitement and hope for like the first time in a long time, because I'm just like, I can't believe there's finally something new.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, because I want to be a really good technical recruiter, right? But in order to sway these people from going to other companies, aka could be like Meta, could be Amazon. Like, how am I going to persuade them to come join like the company I work for, the best company ever type of thing, right? You have to be on top of the news game. Yeah. Right? And that's what I learned. Like the people that I work with, they're so passionate about it. Not only do you have to know your industry, you just have to know it all to really puzzle like the pieces together.
Right.
So that number one, but also for my company, we have a head of talent, a lot of celebrities. We didn't mean for it to be a celebrity first product, but for some reason it got to them first. So like Offset, Cardi B, Justin Bieber, Paris Hilton have a genies.
Right.
So I get to see animators work on that type of art.
Oh, sick.
The people who interact with them are so trendy and both literally and figuratively very youthful. And I think that makes me more excited to go into work too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I've shared, but there had been a point in, my previous job where I was so like, it was just, my soul was so dead. I wanted to leave. I was counting down the seconds till it hit 5 o'clock, right? Like it was like, I would get into the parking lot and not walk in until 9. Even though I was there at like 8:55, I would not go in before 9 and I would leave exactly at 5 because there was no like fire within me to want to do more.
Right.
Because there was nothing in it for me. Right. And not that it needs to be transactional, but it just truly burned me down to the ground. Like there was nothing left within me.
Yeah.
But here, since I've joined, it's this like, let me do whatever I can to help you out. Let me do whatever I can to like better define my role. Let me do whatever to, and I'm sure you feel the same, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you feel this ownership of like, this is my role. These are my responsibilities.
Yes.
What can I do to be better?
Yeah.
And so I guess where I want to end is sometimes it doesn't come right after graduation.
Not at all, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
you too.
The amount of jobs that I've had before this, low-key, I used to be like kind of nervous about it, right? Because you always hear from people like, don't hop from job to job. Like, dude, if you guys look at my resume slash LinkedIn, I was hopping from job to job like every 8 months. That was my average, because I think around the 8-month mark was when I was like, I can't freaking take this anymore.
Oh, I didn't get it.
And so I don't know, like, it's taken me, when did I graduate? 2018. It took me 4 years post-graduation. And then if you include the 3 years of internships I did before that, that's 7 years of finally maybe getting to a point where I actually enjoy my job.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And so you guys just have to like literally trudge through everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
honestly, even this job too, for me, it was like not a gamble, but it was a risk for me. Because, you know, I'm all about stability, and to go to a Series B startup, I was like, a Series B startup?
Yeah.
Like, why would I leave a company that is already IPO'd and just, you know, they're like, why would I leave that? So that was a gamble for me, but like, I believe everything happens for a reason. Could not be happier.
Yeah.
But took, for me, 3 years, right?
Yeah.
3 years post-grad to honestly start kind of from the beginning again.
Yeah.
So there is a huge long journey after this too, but I feel good where I am right now.
Let's go. Yeah. Sometimes it takes starting over. Sometimes it takes like reinvesting into a field that you didn't think that you liked. So I hope that you guys are able to like just like take your time and be patient and like realize that like a job that you like is not going to come up immediately. You just got to keep going and know that like you are going to learn something so valuable even if you're suffering at whatever job or whatever place that you're at currently.
Yes, but I actually if a job is tearing you apart so bad, I don't think anything is worth losing hair, crying every night.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I just feel robbed sometimes, right?
Of like all that time that you spent.
See, I'm happy I went through the experience, but I think I said this before, I think my ego got to me of not wanting to quit.
Right.
But the market is hot right now, you guys. Everybody is hiring. So if you hate your job, honestly, if you hate your job, I'm so confident that you could quit and find one very quickly, because the market is like on fire. It's very hot.
Yes. But also, this is not financial advice.
Yes.
That is a Web3 joke. That is a crypto NFT joke. This is not financial advice. We're not able to give you life advice. So.
Yes.
But
yes.
Yeah. So just wanted to give you guys a little job update. We do be working. We do be girl bossing, girl keeping, and what was the last one?
Girl bossing, girl paving,
girl keeping. Oh, is it gaslighting?
Girl strutting. What?
I think it's
gaslighting.
It's like girl boss, gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, gaslight. What are the combinations of?
I don't know, but you just said the same thing in a different order again. So
yeah,
awesome.
But shout out to girls in the Web3 space, because we are rare.
We are.
Yeah, it's
we're
a rare trait.
in the rough.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, go ahead and give us a follow on Instagram and TikTok at bulgogi.podcast, on Twitter at bulgogipodcast, me on Instagram at HANAKATTT,
and me at BEJULIFIED.
And if you guys want to join the Noodles community, I'm going to go ahead and plug it. It's Noodles_NFT on Twitter and Instagram. And then you guys can, from there, find the Discord. Make sure not to get scammed.
Yeah.
I
think ours is just Genies.
GENIES.
And if you look us up on Instagram, you might think we were hacked because it's like a meme as our like profile picture. It's just this girl with bangs, like I don't even know. People were messaging us thinking we got hacked. I think employees were like sending messages to our
account.
head. Yeah, like, oh, I think we got hacked. But that's our aesthetic. So we were not hacked. It's just Genies.
Let's go.
Awesome.
Alrighty. Catch you next week. Bye, everybody.
1, 2, 3. Ooh.